We are back with the New Orleans Saints franchise here on Madden 26, and today we got a couple of games here. As first and foremost, we're going to be taking on the 4-7 Miami Dolphins, and we'll be taking on the Buccaneers and a battle in the NFC South. Tua Tagovailoa is still playing quarterback for the Dolphins, and he's actually been able to stay relatively healthy here. I know everybody talks about, his health concerns over the past few seasons, but he's having a pretty decent season for the most part. Still putting up pretty good numbers despite the Dolphins' record, and it's definitely going to be a task taking him on in this high-powered offense. They still have Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. Devin Achane is another person we got to worry about, and we are playing in Miami. So we're still going to have to deal with the elements quite a bit, but overall, there are definitely worse stadiums we can play on. At least there's a little bit of an awning in their stadium. We're going to kick things off here. Blake Groupie is lined up to kick this one off, and this one is underway. And that's going to go into the back of the end zone for a touchback, and out comes Tua Tagovailoa to lead this Dolphins offense. 2,200 yards so far this season, 15 touchdowns, 5 picks, as you guys saw earlier. And another person we're going to have to worry about in this offense, I mentioned him prior to the game starting, Devin Achane. Picks up about 7 on the play. 2nd and 3. Here's Tua. Under a little pressure, but steps to the right, and he's going to find Tyreek Hill, breaks a tackle, and he's going to be gone. Touchdown, Dolphins. And they strike immediately. 7-0 early on in this first quarter. So now we'll see what Tyler Shuck and the Saints offense can do. Hand off to Kamara. He's had a huge season so far. He cuts it to the left, and Kamara is going to get pushed out of bounds short of midfield, but a huge first down for the Saints. So now 2nd and 10. Hand off to Kamara again, and another big run. He's up to the Dolphins 35 now. Now we face a 3rd and 9. Shuck's in the shotgun. He'll drop back for the screen. Here's a pass to Kamara. He cuts it inside, and Kamara is going to be stopped well short of the marker at the 31-yard line. So Blake Groupie will come out for a 48-yard field goal attempt. Kick is up, and it's good. So we get on the board. It is 7-3 Dolphins as they'll get the football back, and we'll try to find a way to not give up a touchdown in 2 plays. Here's Tua scrambling, throws on the run, and he's going to find Darren Waller, who breaks a tackle. He's up to the 39-yard line. Big first down for the Dolphins. Now 3rd and 10. Tua throws left side. It's completed to Tyreek Hill, but Kool-Aid McKinstry is able to bring him down short of the marker. So they'll try a field goal from about 50. Kick is up, and it is good. And the Dolphins go back up by 7. So now we get the football back. They're already having a big game offensively. Here is Cam Akers getting a nice 8-yard gain. And that's going to bring up a 2nd and 2. Kamara's back in the game. Handoff. And Kamara spins out a defender, and he's going to get the first down. Very well earned 6 yards there for Kamara. Now 1st and 10 from the 43. Here's a fake this time. Shuck steps up, but he's going to be brought down for the sack. It's Jalen Phillips. Dolphins traded him in real life, but here he is still a Dolphin. Now 2nd and 12. Handoff to Kamara. He's going to get through the line, and he gets very close to the marker. Up to 60 yards on 4 carries so far. Now 3rd and 1, handoff to Akers. Almost called him Dalvin Cook for a second, but first down there for Akers. Getting my Florida State running backs mixed up. Now 3rd and 5. Shuck floats it out there, and it's going to be caught by Taysom Hill. He's not the greatest football player, but he's up to the 17-yard line for a big first down. So now we're in the red zone. Handoff to Kamara. Right up the middle, and he's going to get up to the 5-yard line. He's having himself quite the day already. We're going to feed him again. 1st and 10. Bounces off a defender. Only gets a couple of yards. That'll lead to a 2nd and goal. Taysom Hill's in the Wildcat. Fakes the pitch, and Taysom takes it up the middle. He's going to be short by a couple of yards. That'll lead to a 3rd and goal. And we're going to go with that goal line. Strong toss. But it gets stopped. So 4th and 3 now. And we're going to run it back to the right side. Goal line. Strong toss. Peep. Touchdown, Saints. That time it works. And Akers. Nice little cartwheel there. I'll give him a 7 out of 10. So we're tied up at 10 now. Tua will dump it off to Achane, and a nice hit by Demario Davis. Only a 4-yard gain. That's going to bring an end to the first quarter. We are knotted up at 10, and what looks like it's going to be another high-scoring game here in the Saints franchise. So now we're into the second quarter, 2nd and 6 for the Dolphins. Tua's going to take it on the QB draw, and he's going to get the first down. Mike McDaniel definitely would never try to run something like that in the game, although I feel like Tua would be down to do it. And now here's a throw left side. There is a flag on the play and a broken tackle, and it would be the former Titan Nick Westbrook-Akine just absolutely decimating my defense for a touchdown. Roughing the passer was called. It probably wasn't actually a roughing the passer. I mean, that slider's just too high. Got to change it. But a touchdown nonetheless. And you're going to see here, Tua barely got touched there. Chase Young just kind of ran into him. Probably shouldn't have been called, but again, the slider's too high. And I just decided to stick with it for the rest of the season. Next year, you guys will see a lot less roughing the passer calls. There's Kamara getting the first down. And I probably need to change up the sliders as a whole because I feel like Kamara is just running way too easy. Let me know in the comment section what you think about me changing the sliders up. What sliders you think I should change? I'm essentially using Matt 10's base sliders. There are a few changes I could make to it or that I have made to it. So let me know what you think about that as the Dolphins get the ball back after we punted away. And a nice stop there on first down. So now 2nd and 10. Here's Tua stepping up. And he has a wide open Jalen Waddle who's going to waddle away. Waddle to the very next play. Bump, 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 bump. Yeah, I don't know why he was so wide open, to be honest with you. Just a foobar on my part. 24-10 Dolphins. So now here is Shuck rolling out to the right on 2nd down. And Shuck showing off the athletic ability, getting the first down into the Dolphins' territory. They want to turn this into a shootout. I am game to do that. 2nd and 10. Here's a handoff to Velus Jones, and he's going to be tackled just short of the marker. That'll lead to a 3rd and inches. And Shuck, quick throw right side to Velus Jones, who makes the grab for the first down up to the 18. Good play there by the former wide receiver. So now here is Taysom Hill. He's not the greatest football player, guys, but in the Wildcat he's pretty good, and he gets the first there. And he's going to stay in the Wildcat. He's going to take it to the right. And he's going to walk in untouched for the Saints touchdown. Again, he's not the greatest football player, guys, according to some people at least, but he's pretty damn good at what he does sometimes. But I'm pretty bad at kicking off sometimes because sometimes I don't pay attention, and that's one of those times right there. So, good job, Dolphins. Congratulations. You have really good field position now. We'll see if we can get a stop. I mean, we haven't gotten one all game pretty much. We got to try to get one here. Tua throws over the middle, and he has a wide open Tyreek Hill. We just cannot cover these Dolphins receivers today. Whether it's Hill, whether it's Waddle, whether it's Westbrook-Akine, whether it's Waller. We can't cover anybody today. And they're going to throw the screen to Waller this time, and he's going to get up to the 9-yard line. Tua already up to 287. We haven't even hit halftime yet. And now here's a floater left side, and he just threw us a gift, and we get an interception. That is going to be picked off by Isaac Yiadom. I kind of forgot who that was for a second, but Yiadom gets a pick there. So now we finally get a stop. Now we have a chance to tie the game up, and a nice run there by Cam Akers up to the 35 for the first. So we're approaching the 2-minute warning. Shuck throws right side, and it's caught by Jack Stoll. So that will take us to the 2-minute warning. 2nd and 4. Shuck, quick throw left side. And that was a dangerous throw, but there's a flag on the play. And look, it's another phantom roughing the passer. Gotta love him. But at least, I get some calls for me, and then I get some calls against me. I feel like it's been pretty even with the snafu that we've had with the roughing the passer calls. As Kamara gets up to the 10. He'll pick up the first. Now it's a 1st and goal. Shuck drops back, throws to the end zone, and it's going to be caught for the touchdown. It is Chris Olave making the grab, and we are tied up at 24. This has really been a shootout with us and this high-powered Dolphins offense. Here's Achane up the middle, and he's going to get blown up after a big run up to the 40. But he holds on to the football. Now 3rd and 10, 44 seconds to go in the half. Tua has time, throws right side. It's completed to Westbrook-Akine, but a nice tackle there by Carl Granderson will get us the football back. So now, under 30 seconds to go. Shuck's looking for a deep pass, and he's going to be brought down for the sack instead. And now with 12 seconds to go, we're just going to hand it off to Kamara. He gets a nice run, breaks another tackle, and I thought he was going to be gone for a second. We're going to use a timeout. 151 on 12 carries so far in the game for Kamara. We're just going to throw it deep here. And it's not even going to get to the end zone, but it's worth a shot. But we do draw a DPI. So, a little dippy. Blake Groupie's going to now be able to kick a 29-yard field goal. Pretty much a chip shot in the NFL. Kick is up, and it's good. And we go into the half up 27-24, and yet another high-scoring affair here. And the Dolphins have definitely dragged us through the ringer in this first half. We'll see how the second half goes. But first, we're going to look at scores from around the country that you may or may not care about. The 4-7 Bears taking on the 7-4 Eagles on a rainy day at Lincoln Financial Field. Saquon Barkley, Saquon Barkley, whatever you want to call him, gets into the end zone. Eagles win 28-14. And now we go to the AFC North, where we have the 6-5 Bengals taking on the 10-1 Baltimore Ravens. Here's Lamar Jackson looking over the middle. He's going to find his man. And look at D-Hop breaking a tackle. And he is going to get a first down. Ravens win 24-3. Now we got the 6-5 Chiefs taking on the 7-4 Cowboys. Them boys doing pretty well, but now they got to take on Patty Mahomes. He shoots real good, but he also runs real good. He's going to get into the end zone. Chiefs win 33-27 in what I presume was an overtime game. And look at him doing the zombie land. Everybody does the zombie land now. Got some scores at the halftime. My Titans beating the Jags 7-6. I love that. But we're up 27-24 at the half. And we'll see how the rest of this game goes. Tua with over 300 yards in the first half. He might set an NFL record. We absolutely foobar this opening kickoff. And I thought it touched one of my guys, so I took it out of the end zone. I probably could have just kneeled it down. But instead, we have the ball at the 2-yard line. So just a huge, huge snafu by yours truly. But never punished because we have Alvin Kamara. He picks up 8 on the play. And he's got 159 on the day so far on 13 carries. Cam Akers gets the carry. Plenty of space for him. He's going to get the first down up to the 17. So, having a good run game like this definitely helps out the offense a whole lot, especially with a rookie quarterback. As Shuck throws right side to Stoll, he's going to get the first down all the way up to the 41. Kenneth Grant is injured for the Dolphins. Somehow he put his hand through his jersey and pads. Good old EA magic right there. And here's Kamara breaking a tackle. And he's going to get about 7 on the play on second down. That'll lead to a 3rd and 2. And why not give it to him again? Well, that's why. Dolphins blow him up, and they force a fumble. They're going to pick it up. And the Dolphins get great field position thanks to Minka Fitzpatrick, who was one who picked up the fumble. And just a huge mistake there by Kamara, who's been really good this year for us, to say the very least. Here's a throw over the middle to Waddle. He's trying to waddle away, but we drag him down at the 26. Still can't stop Tua in this offense. And now here's a pitch, fake reverse. Achane gets blown up, though. Good hit there. That's going to lead to a 2nd and 10. As we shift the line, Tua drops back. And we have the coverage, and we finally get a sack there. Carl Granderson gets back there. That was definitely a coverage sack. 3rd and 14. Here's Tua looking. He's going to scramble. Throws on the run. One-on-one ball there, and it's going to nearly be picked off by Kool-Aid McKinstry. He wanted Nick Westbrook-Akine, but couldn't hit him there. And they're going to settle for a 47-yard field goal to tie things up at 27. So now we are back on offense. Tie ball game. And we're going to give a handoff to Jack Stoll. He's done a good job of blocking since moving the fullback. And he gets a nice gain there. Now 3rd and 3. Shuck drops back. Quick throw right side. It's going to be caught by Taysom Hill. He's not the greatest football player, but he's going to break away and get a huge 67-yard touchdown catch and run. I mean, Taysom Hill has been absolutely amazing for me this year. I don't care what anybody says. You can say he's not the greatest football player. You can call him ass. Call him whatever you want. He's been a baller for me in this franchise. And 2nd and 11, nice run by Achane. He's going to be stopped just short of the marker. And they're going to sneak it with Tua. But he runs right into Jordan Davis. And he actually loses a couple inches. And the Dolphins have to punt it away. So here's Kamara with a nice run. Breaks a tackle, and he was so close to being gone there, but instead it's 2nd and inches. We're in a double tight set. We're going to give it to Cook. I called him Cook. Akers, and he gets the first down. Again, I'm getting my Florida State running backs mixed up. We have Cam Akers, not Dalvin Cook. As much as I love Dalvin on this team. But Akers gets dropped in the backfield for a 3-yard loss. Now 2nd and 13. Here's Shuck dumping it off. And it's Taysom Hill again. He's not the greatest football player, but he's cooking for us today. 3rd and 2. Handoff. Akers gets around the edge. Gets the first down. Runs over Minkah Fitzpatrick. And Akers is just saying, I ain't no Dalvin Cook. I'm Cam Akers, fool. Now here's a handoff. Kamara gets dropped in the backfield. Now we have Cesar Ruiz and Dylan Radins both hurt on the play. This is one of those times where I probably regret trading Trevor Penning. Here's a yeet to the end zone, and it's going to be incomplete on 3rd down. We were trying to get it to Olave, I believe, there. We have to settle for a Blake Groupie field goal. 51 yards out. Kick is up and just barely good. So, Groupie doing a pretty good job of kicking field goals. I believe that's his 3rd of the game. That's 37-27. Here's a pitch out. HN gets a nice block, and he's going to pick up about 8 on the play. And now 2nd and 2. Final seconds of the 3rd quarter. Here's the handoff to HN. He cuts it back. Nice cutback there by HN. He's going to get the first up to the 44. And that'll take us to the end of the 3rd. We lead 37-27 in what has been a very high-scoring football game. So now, 1st and 10 from the 44. Fake to HN. Here's a throw right side completed. It's Waddle. He breaks a tackle, and he's going to waddle up to the 35-yard line for the first. 2nd and 8. Tua has time, fires it over the middle. He has Tyreek Hill, and he's up to the 9-yard line. And somehow we were able to hold Tua from getting too many yards in the 3rd quarter. We're going to get the sack here. Chase Young out of Ohio State. OH. Go ahead and say IO in the comment section. Now 2nd and goal. Here's a throw to the end zone, and it's Darren Waller making the grab for the touchdown. And the Dolphins pull within 3. Or they will with the extra point if they make it, but Quincy Riley comes in and blocks it. And it's going to be scooped up, and it's Julian Blackmon who's going to take it all the way back for 2. So instead of being down just 3, they're now down 6. Huge play there by Riley. And now we have the football and a chance to extend it out even further. Kamara breaks a tackle, but he gets dropped after a gain of 6. He's having himself a day. Handoff, Akers gets a yard. That'll lead to a 3rd and 3. And now here's Shuck. Looking down the field, throws, and that's going to be picked off. Oh, my goodness. I mean, I probably shouldn't have thrown that pass at all, but it's a great play there by Jordan Brooks. And the Dolphins have a chance to take the lead now. Here's Tua. Throws the screen. And that is Ollie Gordon getting a nice gain in the first down up to the 16. So now 1st and 10. They're going to give it to Achane, who's back in the game. Nice play there by Chase Young to drop him for a 3-yard loss. They end up having to settle for a field goal to make it a 3-point game. Kick is up, and it's good. So 39-36 is the score now. And now we have the football at the 27-yard line. Handoff. Akers gets a nice block from Stoll. He's going to get the first down all the way up to the 46. So you're doing a good job moving the football here, trying to run this clock down. Kamara back in the game. He'll get the handoff around the edge, and he's going to pick up a nice chunk of yards, 9 to be exact, and now over 1,500 yards on the season. And now Kamara breaks a tackle. He's going to get it up to the 36 for another first down, as we are mainly just looking to run the clock down. And now here's Taysom Hill. He's not the greatest football player. I'm going to keep saying it because I thought that the whole clip was funny. If you know, you know. If you don't, well, I'll get you hip one day. This time Taysom gets back to the line. That's about it. And now 2nd and 10, under 4 minutes to go. Handoff to Kamara. He gets around the edge, and he's going to pick up a first down again. Kamara has just been so great. We're not going to have him for too long in this franchise because he's up there in age, obviously. And then Cam Akers gets into the end zone for the touchdown. I've called him Cook a couple of times, I'm sure. But it's fine. You know, FSU's had so many great running backs that, you know, I'm going to get them mixed up from time to time. I might even call somebody Warwick Dunn at some point. You'll be fine. Here's a throw over the middle from Tua to Tyreek Hill up to the 42. Chase Young is injured on the play. Not ideal. It does stop the clock as well. So now 1st and 10. Here's a screen to Hill. He's going to get across midfield up to the 48. And Tua's up to 400 yards passing in this game. Now a little fake it to Achan. Tua looking for somebody. Finds his man. That's Jalen Waddle. All the way up to the 30. And finally hit the 2-minute warning. So now here's Tua. Looking over the middle. Finds Hill again. But Hill gets hit and he coughs up the football and is picked up by Julian Blackman, who forced the fumble. And that is pretty much going to do it there. Very high scoring game in South Beach. And we're up 46-36 trying to run the clock out. And here's Akers with a nice run. And he's going to cap it off with an 86-yard touchdown run. And he's going to run some more clock out before getting into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. And we're going to walk away with a 53-36 lead here. 1:29 to go. Dolphins trying to make something happen here. Tua throws right side. That's going to be picked off. Kool-Aid McKinstry gets that one. And we're not going to take this all the way back. He goes down at the 35. And from there, we are able to run the clock down. And we get a 53-36 victory over the Dolphins in a very, very high-scoring game. We improved to 8-4 in the season, while the Dolphins dropped to 4-8. Looking at the stats, Tyler Shuck didn't have a great game by any means. 11-21, 160, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. But Kamara with 221 did have a fumble on 24 carries, and then Cam Akers 14 carries, 177 yards, and 3 touchdowns in this game. He was a monster. Taysom Hill, 3 catches, 100 yards, and a touchdown. 7 carries, 35 yards, and a touchdown. Didn't really have him throw at all in this game. Tua had 436 on 17-28 throwing, 4 touchdowns and 2 picks. Now we'll look at some scores from around the country you may or may not care about. There's 6-5 Raiders taking on the 8-3 Chargers. Here's Geno Smith. They wrote him off, but he did not write back, and he's going to throw it right side to Ashton Genty. And he's going to burn the Chargers defense for the touchdown. Raiders won 29-27, inching closer in the AFC West. It's going to be a fun battle towards the end of the season between those two teams and the Chiefs. Then the 7-5 Giants taking on the 9-3 Patriots. And we got Jackson Dart throwing an absolute dart. Tyler Higbee gets both feet in bounds. That'll be a touchdown. Giants win 27-21. As they improved to 8-5, Patriots dropped to 9-4. Looking at the players of the week, Cam Akers is the NFC Offensive Player of the Week. In the NFC, Bo Nix is the AFC Offensive Player of the Week. And then Defensive Players of the Week are DeMarcus Lawrence and Danielle Hunter. So now we will look at the rest of the scores from around the country that you may or may not care about. No other teams really scored as many points as we did. Glad to see Tennessee got the win here at 17-6 over the Jags. They're looking really good this year, way better than they do IRL, that's for damn sure. And looking at the playoff picture, we have the Ravens and Lions still as the number 1 seeds. We got Tennessee as the 2 in the AFC. I'd love to see that. We're currently the 3 seed in the NFC, and we'd be playing the Giants in a rematch. I'd like to get my lick back. That's all I'll really say about that. Speaking of getting our lick back, we got to get our lick back against the Buccaneers. They beat us earlier in the season, 23-16 in a relatively close game. And we're looking to avoid getting swept here as we look to hold on to the division lead at 8-4. And the Bucs are sitting at 7-5. They're still in the playoff hunt themselves. But we're going to have to get this win in order to stave them off at very least. We still got to worry about the Falcons as well. Panthers are kind of out of it at this point. But we're sitting at 8-4 on the season now. They are sitting at 7-5 like I mentioned. And this is a very pivotal game in the NFC South. And we're going to kick things off here. Blake Groupie kicking it deep, and this one is underway. And this is going to be returned from about the 2-yard line, and they get a pretty okay return up to the 24 considering the kick was in the zone. Baker Mayfield playing quarterback for the Bucs again. 17 touchdowns, 13 picks, just shy of 2,600 yards on the season. Not really his best season, and he's going to start things off by dumping it off right side. There's Emeka Egbuka. He's going to get up to the 38, and he picks up the first. So now at the 38, they'll give it off to Bucky Irving. Oh, boy, and he picks up a yard. Danny Stutzman with a nice tackle. Irving had 60 yards and a touchdown in their last game. So now 2nd and 9, Mayfield in the shotgun. He'll drop back. Throws it over the middle to Cade Otton, but a nice tackle there by Pete Werner. That'll lead to a 3rd and 5. Baker throws left side, has a man. It's completed. It's Mike Evans making the grab for the first down. So now 3rd and 8. Baker throws right side. He has Otton, and Otton gets the first down, and he's pushed out at the 32. So Tampa having a really good opening drive here. 1st and 10. Baker throws over the middle, finds Otton. He makes the grab, breaks a tackle, and he gets pushed into the end zone for the touchdown. So the Bucs, straight out of the gate, get into the end zone and make it 7-0. Tyler Shuck looking to have a better performance than he did against Miami. Didn't have a terrible performance, but he was around 50% passing. But Alvin Kamara is looking to pick right back up where he left off last game, and he's going to break off a big run. And he's pushed out at the 24, a 51-yard scamper to open up things for this offense. Now Cam Akers is in the game. He breaks a tackle, and he's going to pick up about 7 or 8. That'll lead to a 2nd and 2. Shuck will drop back, and he throws over the middle. It's going to be brought in by Sky Moore up to the 1-yard line. He didn't really do a whole lot last week. He makes a big play there. And now goal line. Strong toss. And it's Taysom Hill taking it into the end zone. He's not the greatest football player, but just the epitome of a gadget player. Bucs have the football now. Bucky Irving is blown up in the backfield by Julian Blackmon. Now 2nd and 13. Quick throw to Otton, and he's going to get a lot of that back and then some. And it's a 7-yard gain. It's going to be 3rd and 6 now. Can we get a stop this time? Baker scrambles. He's going to pick up the first down, drag down at the 43. So Baker showing off the athleticism. 1st and 10. Hand off. Irving breaks a tackle, and he's going to get dragged down past the marker up to the 44. Got to be able to slow down something about this Bucs offense. Hand off to Bucky again. Nice blocking there by Tampa's offensive line. He gets up to the 28. Now 2nd and 6. Baker will drop back. Looks over the middle, and it's nearly picked off by Werner. He really needed to come up with that one. Now it's 3rd and 6. And here's Baker scrambling. He's looking to get the first again, but this time he is going to get stopped just short of the marker. Great effort there by him, but he doesn't get there. And now here is the field goal. It's up and good. Bucs make it 10-7 now. So now 2nd and 7. Bucs send the blitz. Shuck floats this one out, looking for Brandon Cooks, and he makes the grab. Touchdown, Saints. Huge play for Brandon Cooks. Age has not slowed him down one bit. And we're up 14-10. 2nd and 10 now for the Bucs. Quick throw right side to Egbuka, and he's going to get into Saints territory. Another big first down. And it's looking like it's going to be another shootout here as we lead 14-10 after 1 quarter of play. 2nd quarter action now. 1st and 10. Hand up to Irving. He cuts it back, and Bucky Irving, oh boy, coughs up the football, and it's going to be picked up by Chase Young. I'm not sure if that was Justin Reed or Kool-Aid McKinstry who punched it out, but Chase Young was able to pick it up, and we're able to stop the Bucs by getting a turnover. So that might be what we have to do in this one, because it doesn't look like our defense can stop a nosebleed otherwise. 1st and 10, Shuck throws last second, is completed to Stoll, but I think he was across the line. And indeed he was. They're going to say illegal forward pass. So now we're going to face a 3rd and 9 from the 32. Shuck drops back, throws over the middle. It's caught. It's Taysom Hill. Man, he's been an absolute monster in this episode so far. 1st and 10 now. Shuck throws left side to a wide open Alvin Kamara, who jukes out a defender. He'll get the first down up to the 30. So now, Chuck in the shotgun again. He'll take the snap. Bucks send 2 corners on the blitz. And we float that right side to Sky Moore. It's incomplete. There is a flag on the play, and it's going to be roughing the passer. And if y'all have a drinking game with how many times roughing the passer gets called per video, you know, I'm not responsible for your intoxication. I'll put it that way. Kamara goes nowhere on first down. Now it's going to be 3rd and 6. Chuck under pressure gets it away, and I mean, Juwan Johnson just stopped running his route. There's a flag on the play. It's pass interference on Josiah Irvin. Not sure where that came from, but hey. We're going to run a fake, though. Blake Groupie gets the flip, and he tries to throw it, but he's hit as he throws. It's incomplete, and we turn the ball over on down. So Tampa Bay goes unpunished for the fumble. And now 3rd and 13. Here's a dump off, and Godwin cannot get to the marker. Good stop by the defense. Very rare 3 and out in a game so far over the past few weeks. I mean, our defense has just been really bad in those situations. 3rd down, we find Juwan Johnson for the first. Now 3rd and 10 from the 42. Here's the play fake. Chuck under pressure. Hit as he throws. That's incomplete. There is a flag on the play, and it's going to be DPI, I believe. Shouldn't go against us, and it's going to go against Jamel Dean. I'm not quite sure where the DPI was, but hey, I'll take it. Here's a throw underneath to Johnson on first down. He picks up the first down on first down. There you go. Under 5 minutes to go here in the half. Chuck throws over the middle, finds Juwan Johnson, and he stopped just short of the marker. So now 3rd and goal. And Chuck will drop back out of the goal line, throws it to Taysom Hill, but it hits the turf. And we're just going to take our field goal here. No fake this time. Groupie makes the chip shot 20-yarder. And we extend our lead out to 17-10. So now we'll see if the Bucks can recover from their 3 and out. Bucky Irving, oh boy, he breaks a tackle. And he's going to get up to the 44. So now, under 2.5 minutes to go. Bucky Irving again, oh boy. And he gets the first down up to the 43. And that will take us to the 2-minute warning. So now, Baker, trying to go Baker mode here. Throws left side. It's completed at first, but Otten cannot hold on to it thanks to Justin Reed. 2nd and 10 from the 43. Baker throws right side. There's Godwin. Bounces off a defender, and he picks up about 8. Kool-Aid couldn't make the tackle there. Now 3rd and 2. We send the blitz. Baker staying patient. Throws left side, and he just misses Mike Evans. A little miscommunication there. They're going to go for it on 4th and 2. They're going to pitch it out of the shotgun, and Bucky Irving gets stopped short of the marker. Good play by the defense, and we get the ball back on downs. So now 2nd and 10, handoff. Cam Akers gets around the edge. He's going to get the first down up to the 48. And now we're going to go no huddle here, trying to catch him napping. They're going to bring Winfield into the box, but he drops back. Chuck rolls to his right, throws, finds Taysom Hill, and Taysom Hill is going to go to the end zone for another touchdown. He had one rushing, and now he has one receiving. 24-10 is the score now. Well, would have been the score, except we doink the extra point. So 23-10. Oof. Well, hopefully I kept you guys on your toes with that one. Now 46 seconds to go in the half. Here's Baker throwing over the middle, and it's going to be completed for about 8 yards on the play. Bucks use a timeout. 2nd and 2. Baker throws left side. That's going to be picked off, and it's Chase Young getting his first career interception. Celebrates a little early, but he gets his 2nd career defensive touchdown as well. What a play there by Chase Young to give us a 3-score lead. We're going to go for 2 here to make up for the missed extra point. Goal line strong toss. As Kamara gets in there to make it 31-10. So now the Bucks have the ball with 30 seconds to go in the half. They're going to try to make something happen here. It's a screen to Bucky Irvin, and he's able to break a tackle and pick up the first. The Bucks use their 2nd timeout. 24 seconds to go now. Here's Baker throwing underneath. Has a Buka, and he gets boomed by DeMario Davis. And the Bucks still have their last time out. They're keeping it in their pocket for right now. Baker throws over the left side, completes it. There is Mike Evans making the grab. They're going to try a 60-yard field goal here. And McLaughlin's going to miss it wide left. No good. So now with 5 seconds to go, we have a chance to make this lead even bigger. And now here's a throw left side. Caught. Juwan Johnson just takes way too long with the animation, and I commit cock management. Whoopsie daisy. 31-10 we lead though, so maybe we won't be punished by it. But let's look at some scores from other countries that you may or may not care about. 7-5 Cowboys against the 9-3 Detroit Lions, and here is a big run by Jahmyr Gibbs. He is gone like a girl in a country song, in the words of my boy Scrawny Slugger. Lions win 35-27. The 2-10 Seahawks. I guess us beating them now doesn't look too bad. They're taking on the 7-5 Falcons. We'll see if they can do us a favor and kind of ruin their tank by beating the Falcons and keeping them off us. They're up 10-0 at the half after that nice run by Zach Cheerbonnet. I know it's Charbonnet. I'm just trying to be funny. 10-0 lead for the Seahawks. And now we got the Bears. 4-8 Bears taking on the 8-4 Packers. And here's Jordan Love. Baby, you don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. He finds Tucker Kraft for the touchdown. But the Bears have a 1-point lead over the Packers. Well, we'll see if the Bears can pull the upset there. And some other scores from around the country you may or may not care about are on the left side of the screen. Titans are blowing out the Browns. I love that. Yes, I'm going to keep mentioning the Titans at halftime. Cope and see if the mold. I don't care. So now we have the football here in the second half, 2nd and 9, and here is Cam Akers with a nice cut. He has a big run down the right sideline, and he's pushed out at the 42. So yeah, them run blocking sliders are definitely coming down after this season, just so you guys know. Here's Shuck. He has all day to throw. 3rd and 10, finds his man. It's Brandon Cooks up to the 13. Shuck having a much better game this time around, 9-16, 213 and 2 touchdowns. And now here's a handoff. Akers gets around the edge. Akers jukes out a defender, and he gets in for the touchdown. And we are now up 38-10. And we don't miss the extra point this time, so it is 38-10 for sure. Here's Baker trying to make something happen here. Throws across his body. Finds his man. It's Emeka Egbuka. And he is gone. That is a 72-yard touchdown catch and run for Emeka Egbuka, and the Bucs cut into our lead just a little bit. Now here's Kamara juking out a defender. Winfield just got shook, and Kamara is very close to being gone right there. 2nd and 2. Akers in the game now. Nice block down the field by Stoll again. Akers up to 93 yards on 7 carries. Now here is Shuck, 3rd and 8, throws over the middle. He's going to find Juwan Johnson up to the 11, and it's a new set of downs. Now 3rd and 8, Shuck looking, throws over the middle, and it's going to be caught, but short of the marker. So we're going to settle for a Blake Grupe field goal, and it's 41-17. Our offense has been really red hot over the past couple of games now. Now here's the throw on 2nd and 5. Mike Evans gets blown up by Demario Davis, but he holds on to it for the first. Now 2nd and 9. Baker throws right side to Otten, and Chase Young is on him. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 13 now. Baker steps up, throws underneath. It's Egbuka making the grab, and he's going to get the first, and we're going to get called for roughing the passer again. And it probably isn't roughing the passer, but at this point, it's just going to happen. I didn't change the sliders at all throughout the season, so I don't know. Here's a throw of the middle, completed. It's Bucky Irvin, oh boy, getting the first down. 2nd and 10 from the 12 now. Baker trying to make something happen. Throws left side, has a man. It's Chris Godwin getting in there for the touchdown. And the Bucs are making it a little closer now. They're going to go for 2 here. Quick throw left side, and Egbuka gets blown up. Huge hit there. And it's 41-23. Handoff. Kamara gets the first up to the 43, and that'll bring an end to the 3rd quarter. 41-23, another high-scoring affair here in the Saints franchise, and we'll see what happens in the 4th. 3rd and 6. Here's Shuck dropping back. Throws right side to a wide open Taysom Hill, and he's going to fight his way forward for the first down. So now later on in the drive, here's a handoff. Cam Akers gets around the edge, and he's going to reach out and get across the 20. So we're in the red zone once again. 3rd and 4 now. Shuck will drop back. Throws over the left side. It's Jawan Johnson with another grab for the first down. And now it's 2nd and goal from the 6. Taysom Hill wants a passing touchdown as well. He gets his trifecta thanks to Alvin, Kamara. Touchdown Saints. And Taysom Hill with a receiving touchdown, a rushing touchdown, and a passing touchdown. This game's pretty much well in hand, so we'll go into late in the 4th quarter, and we get a pick for Pete Werner. And that would pretty much seal the deal. We're going to get our revenge, winning 48-23 over the Bucs. And now we have sole possession of first place here in the NFC South. We had sole possession going into the game, but now it's solidified. Tyler Shuck with a much better performance today, 14-21, 253 and 2 touchdowns. Baker actually had a good game though, 31-37, 332, 3 touchdowns, but he did have those 2 picks. Abuka 6 catches, 128 and a touchdown. Kamara ran for 108 yards and had a receiving touchdown. Akers gets 100 yards as well and a touchdown. Taysom with a receiving touchdown, rushing touchdown, and a passing touchdown. So now let's look at some scores from around the country you may or may not care about. The Eagles at 8-4 taking on the 8-4 Chargers. And here is a handoff to Saquon Barkley. Damn, Saquon Barkley with a nice run. And the Eagles get a 42-28 victory over the Chargers. Philly's looking well on their way to getting back to the bowl. Looking at the other scores, Tennessee finishes up winning 35-3 over Cleveland. Dolphins beat the Jets. Seahawks beat the Falcons. Ravens beat the Steelers, just to name a few. And in the next episode, we got 2 more games. We're in the final 4 games of the season, sitting at 9-4 and looking to win the NFC South. But we got to get through the Carolina Panthers and New York Jets in the next video, which should be easy, right? Well, you're just going to have to watch to see, but make sure you guys hit that like button, hit the sub button if you're new as well, turn your notifications on, and I will see you guys in the next one.